Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
Throughout the day, people are on their phones constantly due to the always-on culture. As Fluent Smith explained, the always-on culture has been developed through the past years via the constant use of mobile phones. By the year 2005, a phone was no longer just a phone, and due to technological convergence, it can have functions such as calculator, MP3 player, camera, calendar, and lots more.
Firstly, I use it for texting. Secondly, calling. Third, for entertainment.
Media and copy. And texting.
Texting, then Facebook, then checking email, then phoning.
Text, and then Facebook message, and then phone calls. YouTube as number 1. Facebook as number 2. Tumble.
Texting, and then we talk, obviously. Facebook, some games, sometimes listening to music.
Texting, game, social chatting.
For texting.
Texting.
Text.
I prefer texting.
Texting is in a way more convenient. It's more comfortable in a way.
Whenever I can't talk to somebody, I text.
Sometimes it's good to communicate with people indirectly because it will reduce some conflict.
Because I work all day, and it's the best way to communicate with other people all day without interrupting the workflow.
I had one of those, tiny Nokia phones that you had to type everything in, like the 3 letters on each key. It took me forever.
Completely interactive for one. It's just not a one-faceted tool anymore. It's a way for people to stay connected with everyone all day long instead of touching base with somebody once a week. This particular type of social media has definitely impacted the way people communicate. Instead of like long conversations, everyone has very, very short conversations now.
You're connected and you're given accessibility everywhere you go.
Communication's gotten a lot easier with the phones that we have today.
It's just the first thing you go to because it can be your entertainment center, your information center, your communication device, your camera, everything.
There's been many changes, especially in the last 10 years, where phones are no longer just phones, they're now pretty much handheld computers.
Handheld mobile device is infinitely more than a telephone. Well, the mobile phone came to be situated in particular social environments. There were demands on etiquette, on courtesy.
People are demanding a lot more from their phones, wanting the social media aspect, more text messaging.
Student demographics. They don't actually talk on the phone. It's a kind of strange thing to older generations. They text. I think ultimately there is a shift to text-based communication on mobile devices, and clearly those mobile devices have become infinitely more than a telephone.
For the consumer, it's really opened up a lot of doors. Early 2000s, I remember selling data plans for $90 and getting 25 megabytes, where today that's unheard of. It's become a true business tool. A lot of businesses now use social media and the internet for their promotional and marketing, and now that can all be done on a handheld device.
SFU has chosen an open source, a really bold and dynamic platform. How that platform is going to emerge, how it's going to be customized, what it will look like in the educational context is driven in no small measure by the student demand to have integration with their mobile devices.
It truly is a computer in your hand. It's an office on the go with you.
Technological improvements in the mobile phone has made our lives a lot easier, and as competition increases in the mobile phone industries, it has become an incentive for companies to keep adding functions to meet consumers' demands.
Do I understand the question correctly?
Facebook.
So you think that phone is no longer a phone?
Yep.
Yeah, that's yeah.